Today I'm gonna show you a real-time chat app. Let me show you how to build a real-time chat app here. Let me show you. The main purpose of real-time chat app is actually the users can connect using the chat app. Let me show you what are the tech stacks are used. This is a real-time chat app that's built using MERN stack. That is the tech stack which are used here is MERN plus Socket IO and TailwindCSS, then Daisy UI. The socket IO is used to connect to users that is like real-time messaging. It will help to connect to users. The Tailwind CSS is used to create a design using a good CSS style. Then Daisy UI is theme. Whatever the theme we want, we can change it anytime, whatever it is. These are the things we have to install the dependency according when we using this in Visual Studio Code. First, inside I have to set up an authentication and authorization with JWT. And also real-time chat app is built using Socket IO. Then the online user status is shown here in my real-time chat app. Then global state management is built with Zustand. And also there's an error handling both on server and the client. And at last, at the deployment, it's like a pro, but I do it for free. Let me show you how to run this real-time chat app, how it's working. Full details, let me show you. Let me go to the backend SRC. Now here, create a folder named controllers, then create a file auth.controller.js, then message.controllers.js. Then the second thing, libraries. What are the libraries we are gonna use? You have to connect it here. Cloudinary, database.js, socket, utils, whatever the library we are using, then create a folder inside that create these files. Then the third, middleware. First create middleware inside auth.middleware.js. Later I will explain you why these files are created and how it's working. Let me show you later. This is the middleware. Then the models, this is the message.models.js. Then this is the users.models.js. Inside the models, what are the messages that are you received and sent is stored in message. The users, who are the users are using this real-time setup that can be stored here. Then the routes is giving the path, giving the routes where we want to go. That routes are mentioned here. Auth.route.js, message.routes.js, then user.routes.js. Then the seeding the data, like we have to see the users here. Actually, we seeding the users. That means we can seed up to 10 users. That it stores all the users here. Then the index.js file. This index.js file is giving the all the routes whatever we done there. We have to give that routes auth user, then the message, then the upload, whatever we have used here. We have to give all those things. All ports are mentioned here. Now, after giving a close, you can check the server is running on port. You can also check it here. In the uploads, you can upload the image. Then with the image, whatever it is, you can upload it. Then this is the package.json and the package.log.json. Now let me go to front end and show you how this is real-time chat app is working. Let me show you here. See here the components, then the skeletons. You create a folder named components, then inside that create auth image pattern, then chat container, chat header, then message input navbar, no chat selected, then the sidebar. First, create these all files inside the components folder. After creating all these files, then you create a folder named skeletons inside the folder components. Another components folder, create another folder named skeletons. Inside the skeletons, create two files named the message skeleton and the sidebar skeleton. Two files are created inside skeletons, and these files are created under the components folder. After creating these files, then create a folder named constants. There you create a file named index.js. Then create a library for the front end. Inside the library folder, create two files, Axios and Utils. Then create a pages folder. Inside the pages folder, this is the main element of this front end. Home page, login page, profile page, settings page, sign up page. Create these pages, these files inside the pages folder. Then at last create a store folder and create three files inside the store folder named user auth store, use chat store, use theme store. Create three files inside store folder. Then already app.css, app.jsx and index.css, main.jsx. These files are created in default. You can just uh, give the path and create your own coding here. You can create your own coding and you can create your own tailwind, whatever the dependency you installed, the tailwind css, that css tailing you can give here, so it would work here. After that main dot checks, just keep this alone to work here. Then the app.css, just keep as it is, whatever there, just keep as it is. This is the logo. So at the top it will show a logo at the top. That's styling will be shown here. I have used your tailwind plus white, tailwind plus css, react plus white. Now let me run this front end technology here, how it's working. Let me show you. Okay, first you have to give npm run build. First step, you have to give npm run build. Then after giving the npm run build, then second step you have to give npm run start. After giving the npm run start, you have to give, after giving the npm run start, so after giving the npm run start, you have to give npm run there. This is the correct dependency to work it here. Now it will work. You can see how it's working. And now before that, now front end is running. Now we have to go with backend and see how the backend should run. So first I have to go with MongoDB Atlas. Let me show and go with MongoDB Atlas. Now I'm going to MongoDB Atlas. Here I will show you how it's working. Okay, now I came here. Here you can see I have create or we can create any database whatever we want to create. Now I'm creating a real-time setup, so I have to create a cluster to connect with MongoDB. That is to connect the database with the backend. So now let me create a cluster here. You have to create a cluster here. I have been already created a cluster here. So no need, I don't want to create it again. I'm just telling you can create an new clusters for any project. If you're creating the new one, you can create a cluster here. I'm already created a cluster, so I don't want to create it again. See, I have already created the cluster here, so I'm just connecting and going with. For connecting, you can also see you can create an if you want to create a cluster, you can give create and create a new cluster here. Yeah, you can create the cluster, whatever the cluster you want, you can create it here. I already created a cluster, so I don't want to create the cluster again. So let me show you how it's working. I have already created a cluster. And also after creating the cluster, you can copy your password and paste it to give a connection. So you have to connect to cluster 0, copy the password, and also you can create a database user. See, connect to cluster. Just I have to connect it to cluster because I have already created a cluster. So now I just want to connect it to cluster. So I just want to go to drivers, then keep this driver node.js. Whatever the driver you want to install, you can install and give the connection. And you can see your cluster here and your password. You have to mention it here. You have to copy this code, and in .nv file you have to copy this and go here. Here you have to go to .nv file. Here you can go to .nv file and use those things you have to use. We can use it in .nv file, right? Here you have to paste yours. After creating the cluster, we have to connect it using .nv file. After connecting the cluster, what do you have to do? Now we have to set the current IP address. Keep done. We have to set the current IP address, right? So I have to go to database and network access tab. So here I can create whatever the database I have to add. I can add it here, or else I can add whatever the user. I can add it here. The password also, whatever the password you're giving here, that is your password here. So I'm going to IP access list. So you have to add IP address. You have to add your current IP address. So you can add your current IP address. So I'm adding the current IP address here. So I'm just adding the current IP address. So it's getting added now. You can see my current IP address is this. So I'm just adding that. So my current IP address is added. Okay. Then I'm going to the cluster side. After adding my current IP address, I'm going to clusters inside database. So here I'm just showing you how it's working. So after connecting to cluster 0, I'm just browsing the collections here in my chat app. I'll show you how it's working. Yeah, now it's get connected to clusters. Here I'm going to chat db. You can create whatever the clusters, whatever the collection name, you can create here whatever you want. The database name and connection collection name, you can create it here. I just created these chats, conversation, groups, messages. Now the users, I'm gonna show you what are the users are here I'm used. You can see all the seeded user. I have already seeded here the users in src, in backend, actually inside backend, the users, user.c. Whoever the user that's all seeded here will be shown in MongoDB Atlas. Here you can see all the users that are seeded here. Whatever the credentials or whatever we use here, it's all stored it here actually. Now that's all. I have connected to the cluster and show how users chats, all your conversation chats, everything will be stored in the MongoDB Atlas. You can use the MongoDB Atlas in online. Now this setup is over. Now I'm going to Postman. Now in Postman, I can create a chat up dude here. I can create a I can create a new folder. I can create a new folder named collections. Inside collections, I can create auth folder, right? Here, auth folder inside, I can create a new request. And even though I can delete that request too. Now I don't need this, so I can also delete it. I created a 4 request here. I have created a sign up, login, logout, checkout request. So here, let me show you how this request is sent. Now you can see I cannot send the request. This is due to why this is happening, because backend is not running here. So first we have to make backend run. So open an integrated terminal, open the backend. So I have to run this backend. npm run dev. So this backend should be run now, so that the server is running on port 5001 and also MongoDB is connected here. After connecting the MongoDB, now send a post to the request sign up. Now you will get the response here. You can see email already exists. This has to be given in a post and inside the body row. This is login request. You can also send the login request here in post method. And the logout request, you can send this logout request as none. You can see message logged out successfully. So same way check auth is also can be given here. That's a get request. You have to get the request from there. So everything is now updated. So now everything is updated. And also now I'm gonna install Westcode icons. Westcode great icons. I'm sorry, I have to search it here. Westcode great icons. As I already installed this Westcode great icons and I'm using it, I suggest you everyone to use this Westcode great icons because I'm using now this one Westcode great icons. And also you can use ES7, that means exclaimed. That is, I already installed this React Redux React Native snippets. You can use this. Then at last I'm gonna install Tailwind CSS. This shows you the Tailwind styling IntelliSense. You can I have installed this version. It shows the good theme and color. You can use this Tailwind CSS styling. So after this, you have to do one thing. Go to front end. Go to front end. Here, what are the commands that you have to do and install the things that make you to run the front end. The command first you have to install cd front end, div cd front end, and go to the front end and install npm I react router dom react hot toast. You kill this command in your bash and get this installs the react router dom. After giving this, now go to TailwindCSS. Tailwind CSS. Installing Tailwind CSS. Now here you have to install the Tailwind CSS. Here, copy the second one. npm install Tailwind CSS at Tailwind CSS file. You copy this. This don't need because we already installed this part. Now install npm install Tailwind CSS. After giving this command, here you have to copy this npm install Tailwind CSS. After installing this npm Tailwind CSS, the second step you can install after installing this Tailwind CSS, you copy the white.configure this command and go to tailwindconfigure.js and you can copy paste the theme here. After copy pasting the theme here, you can just go to index.css. Go to index.css file. Go to just copy paste the then also index.css. Here you can go with index.css. Here I have to paste the command TailwindCSS. Here you can paste the command TailwindCSS at input TailwindCSS. Have to paste this command in index.css. And now I have to delete all those comments previously mentioned in app.css. Everything you delete and give the path whatever you created the folder and files. That path you have to give as root here in app.css. This makes to work the app here. Then after creating all these lines, you can give npm run dev. I have already gave that npm run dev. So this shows your real-time chat app is running. So now I'm gonna show you my real-time chat app, how it has been worked it. And also I want to show one more thing. In backend, you have to install npm I course. This won't restrict you from any server. This helps you to run or import anything from any website. This helps to avoid the course policy. So you have to install this course. And also now I'm gonna show the Daisy UI. You can use the theme I already mentioned that Daisy UI theme. That is the Tailwind CSS component library. You can use the Tailwind CSS here. Yeah, here it's showing the Daisy UI button, how to work. It's showing all its components. Whatever email or anything, you can use this components. I'm just going to the components and show you. You can use anything. I'm just going to button. In button, for button you can use anything. This is the Tailwind CSS. You can use any type of buttons. This is the HTML code and the CSS code. This is the Tailwind property, and here I'm searching skeleton. I'm showing the skeleton. This is the HTML code. This is JSX. These are the skeletons. This will be shown like this while loading your real-time chat app. So for installing this Daisy UI, you have to install the Daisy UI in front end. You have to install this in front end. Now I'm going to front end. You have to install this Daisy UI. For installing Daisy UI, npm I d Daisy UI at latest. Giving this command will help you to install the Daisy UI components. Then go to tailwind configure.js. There you can paste the tailwind as I said. Whatever the themes you have to apply, the themes are shown up here. Okay, now after finishing this, you can give npm run dev. And this Daisy UI components is actually in apps.jsx. The Daisy UI components are stored in app.jsx. After giving all these Daisy UI components, and one more thing, you can install npm Zustand. You have to install. So npm I axios Zustand. You have to install this npm I axios Zustand. Now after installing these components, now let me run this front end npm run there, and the back end same npm run dev. Now everything is okay. This is your link. I just copying this. Now we can see this real-time chat app. It's really working. And I'm going to ignore open this also in incognito tab. You can see the both chats are opening. You can see my real-time chat is opened. Yes, my real-time chat app is opened. Now we can log in with your email ID and the password. If you don't have an account, you can create the account here. Okay, so now I'm already having an account, so I'm just signing in here. Is successfully logged in here. Yes, here successfully logged in. The two users are successfully logged in here. These are different users. I logged in using different email IDs, so these are the different users, and it's showing online. This name I mentioned logged in with. So this user is an online, this mail ID user is an online, and this mail ID user is an online. So I have logged in using the different emails. So both users are shown in online. Now I'm sending message. Hi. And also we can send images also. The images, whatever it is, you can send even this images. Okay, we can whatever the charts we can do it. Now I'm going to settings page. You can choose any theme, whatever you want. Whatever this is, for this purpose, I have used Daisy UI components. This makes sure that whatever the theme, we can change the theme. So I'm just keeping in a cupcake theme, and now here profile page, coming to profile page, but this is not suit. Let me keep this emerald. This is not good. Okay, let me keep it in dark. Coming. Now here in settings page we can change, and the profile page you can change. These are whatever the name and email address I gave while registering my account, that will be shown here. And also this status, everything will be shown here. Member since, and the account status is active now. We can also update this image, whatever the profile pic you want, you can also update it here. And here also in settings page you can even use any theme, whatever. And this user is different. Here email address and the name is different, and this member is active since, this member is active since. And in profile page we can change any profile whatever we want. And now I'm coming to chat page. Here you can, these users or is offline, everybody is offline. And even though we send message, we have to log in using this username and mail id so that it shows online. So I just show you how this works. Now I'm giving a message, how are you. now the user gets I'm fine. Yes, the user gets the reply I'm fine. I'm just taking this. Okay, and also now these message sent and receive I done it using the socket.io. And one more thing, the users can be shown whether they are online or offline. These users can also be shown whatever the users who are in online they can be shown here using the filter option. And also now I can just log out. This is the real-time chat app. I have done it successfully. Everything. This is the settings page. You can change any settings you want. Just change it. This is profile page. This is chat page. Yeah, for this purpose we use skeleton. This is now everything is showing. Now I just logged out. It shows the message successfully logged out. And it successfully logged out. So this is how my real-time chat app works, and I wanna show another thing here. All the images that I have been used for profile changing, updating the profile is stored in Cloudinary. All the images that are stored in Cloudinary, whatever I used there, that is stored in Cloudinary. So all the images that are stored inside Cloudinary, that is inside the assets. Whatever the images we used in real-time chat app, all the datas that images are stored here. See, I have used all the images that have been stored here. Because I have added the Cloudinary, I have added the Cloudinary library here. So all our data are stored in Cloudinary here. So all our Cloudinary that are stored there. whatever the secret key that's maintained in .nv file. And after doing all these things, you can add it in GitHub. You can add it in git add dot. After git add, then git commit whatever the name you can give, real time chat app, real time chat app. And this is the second command. These two commands can be given there. And after uploading inside the GitHub, one more thing we have to do here. I just have to delete these node modules. I can just delete this node modules in backend as well as in front end. I have to delete this node modules. And here I just want to go in front end package.json. JSON. In script, you have to add these dependencies here. Inside script, you have to add this dev build length preview. Here you have to add the script in backend package.json. You have to add scripts start node src index.js, then dev node1 or .nv configure src index.js. You have to add this, and everything is added. And by default, this is how my real-time chat app is built using this MERN stack. That is our tech stack. Whatever the things I have done here in this: backend setup, database, sign up, login, logout, update profile, message route, sign up, login pages, profile page, settings page, home page chat container, and sidebar. Then the understanding and implementing the socket IO. Then the final is deployment. You can deploy this real-time chat app in render. You can also deploy the real-time chat apps. Just give a start for free and deploy your real-time chat app here, or deploy your Here you can deploy your project here. This is a real-time setup. Everything is running. So new, that is a web service. Full stack setup. I can just render it here. Here you want to change this. npm run build. Here npm run start. Here you have to add from .nv file. So I have to add my .nv file. I'm just copy pasting this. I'm adding my .nv file here. So I've just added everything. I'm just deploying my web service. So I need to give uh, environmental variables, or I can just give chat aptitude. I'm just deploying this website. I'm in real-time setup. I'm just deploying it. So this is how you can deploy your project here in onrender.com.